There's a moment in every man's life when he's faced with a decision, not about money, power, or success, but about character. The kind of decision that no one sees in the spotlight, but that defines who he is in the dark. It's not what he does when he's being watched, it's what he does when nobody is clapping, especially when it comes to how he treats women. You see, speaking with power and certainty is not about being louder or more assertive or dominating the room. It's about showing up with clarity, truth, and authenticity. And when it comes to women, that matters more than most men think. Because how a man communicates with a woman doesn't just reveal how he sees her, it reveals how he sees himself. There's a story I heard not long ago about a young man who was in a new relationship. Everything was great in the beginning: romantic dinners, long talks, flowers just because. But as time went on, his communication shifted. He wasn't cruel, he wasn't explosive, but he was vague, emotionally inconsistent. He started using phrases like, "You're overreacting," when she expressed her feelings. He joked about her dreams as if they were cute little hobbies. He started replying late, then justified it with, "I'm just busy." Don't take it personally. She did take it personally. Not because she was weak, but because something inside her knew that the man she once trusted was now starting to shrink when it came to presence. What that young man didn't understand was this: when you speak without certainty, when your energy is passive, your values unclear, your words hollow, people stop trusting you. And trust is the currency of every great relationship. Not attraction, not charm, not status. Trust. And trust can't survive where clarity doesn't exist. A lot of men think that being nice is enough, that as long as they don't raise their voice or cheat, they're doing their part. But indifference is just as damaging as cruelty. A lack of clarity creates confusion, and confusion, over time, becomes emotional erosion. It's like trying to build a home on quicksand. The woman ends up feeling like she's guessing all the time, guessing your intentions, your priorities, your values. And let me tell you, the moment someone has to guess where they stand with you, you've already lost leadership in that relationship. Leadership, yes, because in every connection, romantic or otherwise, there is leadership. Not dominance, not control, but leadership. The kind that comes from emotional maturity, from being able to say, "Here's who I am, here's what I stand for, here's how I'll show up for you." When a man can speak from that place, certainty is no longer a performance. It's a reflection of his inner foundation. Now, here's the part that most people miss. Speaking with certainty doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you are anchored. It means you've done the internal work to know what you value, what your standards are, and how you want to make people feel. And when you know that, it becomes your compass. Let's take a real-world example. A woman expresses her boundaries, maybe something small, like not liking certain jokes or wanting more intentional time together. A man who lacks inner certainty will respond defensively. "It's not a big deal. You're too sensitive. You're making a problem where there isn't one." Why? Because he's not grounded. He's reacting from ego, not from clarity. He feels challenged, not invited. And instead of using that moment to grow intimacy, he builds distance. But a man who speaks with power and certainty responds differently. He listens. He pauses. And then he says something like, "I didn't realize that mattered to you, but I hear you. Let me be better about that." That's not weakness, that's mastery. That's the kind of response that says, "I'm not afraid of being uncomfortable if it means being aligned." Because he's not looking to win the moment, he's building something that lasts. The tragedy is that many men were never taught this. We were told to man up, to not show feelings, to keep it cool. And that conditioning turns into unclear language, vague intentions, and emotional absence. But here's the truth. If you can't speak with power and certainty, you will never be trusted with someone's heart. So, what does this look like in practice? It looks like expressing what you feel without games. It looks like asking for what you want without manipulation. It looks like saying, I'm not ready for this if you're not. And I want to give this my full energy if you are. It means being honest about your intentions from the beginning, even if it costs you someone who wasn't aligned. Because the only thing worse than losing someone is losing yourself by pretending to be something you're not. And here's the most important part. The way you speak to a woman sets the tone for how she feels in your presence. If your words make her feel unsafe, unsure, unseen, you haven't